Hi there everybody and welcome to a new video. Today we are going to be taking a look at a new watch from a brand called HeimDallr. Now many of you who watch my channel have probably seen this watch. It has been reviewed a number of different times, but I thought I'm going to take a look at it myself and see what I think to it. Now I must say, before I ordered this watch I was a little skeptical as to whether it was going to be my cup of tea, but after a few days wearing it, I must say, I am somewhat convinced that this is a very good watch for the price point. Now, talking about price point, it does sit around the 300 Australian dollar mark, which is not insignificant when you compare it to the likes of Pagani or Steel Dive, but it does have some benefits. First of all, it's titanium, so it's very light. Secondly, it does have an anti-reflective coating, a very nice domed sapphire crystal, and the bracelet is surprisingly good. Anyway guys, let's take a look at the watch in further detail. I'm going to talk about the specs and some of the things that I think make this a really good watch, especially at this particular price point. Starting with the dimensions, you've got a 42.5mm diameter case, 46.5mm if you want to include the crown, 49mm top to bottom lugs. In terms of case thickness, 13.6mm and a 20mm lug width, which extends to that mesh bracelet. In terms of grammage for the watch, you're looking at 112 grams weight, which includes that stainless steel bracelet, or if you take that off, just 65 grams for the case head itself. Here's the watch on my wrist. Now it is a 7¼ inch wrist, which is not particularly large, but not particularly small either. It is a dive watch though, guys, so it isn't going to be, a classical sized watch, but I think for a dive watch, it certainly isn't oversized in any way. Now, I'm going to talk about the bracelet. So the bracelet is steel, it is not titanium, and I must say that's probably the most concerning part pre-receiving this watch, was looking at that bracelet and going, is it really going to be any good? And I've got this sort of, maybe I had this preconception that mesh bracelets were just going to be hair pullers, and as some people have rightly pointed out, my wrists can be slightly Wolverine-esque, so I was a little bit concerned about losing some of that fur with this bracelet. But I can tell you, it is not a hair puller. In fact, I am very impressed with it. The links or the chainmail effect in it, it's really tight. It's got little flexibility in it in terms of side to side. It's really well machined. And I think at this particular price point, it looks like very, very impressed. Yes, it would have been nice to have seen it in titanium, but again, that would add additional expense to this watch. The case is a grade 2 titanium. People have complained that it's fairly susceptible to scratches, which I haven't found. I've been wearing it for maybe 2 weeks on and off, but I haven't picked up any scratches on it. I don't bang my watches around anyway, but I don't think that if anybody is concerned or thinks that that is an objection to buying a titanium watch, you should be concerned. It steals scratches just as easily, and like I say, it's just a non-event for me. The one thing I would say though is that the bezel does have a shitty action. Now, to be fair, HeimDallr do actually put this on their advertising materials. The bezel, because of that titanium metal, it doesn't click very nicely. It is quite firm, but if you've got smooth hands or they're wet in any way, shape or form, that bezel just won't move. Now, one would say that maybe for diving purposes, if you set it to what you need to set it for, then that's not going to be an issue. But like I say, if you like playing with your bezel, which I like to play with my bezel and many other men like to play with their bezels, the movement on it is not fantastic, so you won't be getting much satisfaction from playing with this particular bezel. Anyway, putting that aside, NH35 movement, same as every other watch, quite frankly, on AliExpress, but a good workhorse movement. Admittedly, not particularly smooth in terms of its beat rate, sitting at 21,600, is it? It's not going to be the same as a PT5000, but you do get Seiko reliability, and it is a low beat movement, so it should theoretically require less servicing. Lume on the watch, particularly good. It is a faux patina lume, but it does have this quite nice, I would say nuclear sort of look to it. It's got like a light yellow glow on it, but quite long lasting. Again, not to the same standard as what you'd expect with something like Steel Dive, but it is legible at night. We also need to talk about the crown. Now, prior to purchasing this watch, I did notice that on the version 1 model, there were some complaints that the crown was threading itself, so people were very, very concerned about that. V2, as I understand, has been or has upgraded that particular component, so if you are concerned about it, don't. I've used it and set it 5 or 6 times just for this video alone, and probably another 5 or 6 times taking it on, off, wearing it, etc. The threading, just be careful. Same as with every other watch that's got a screw down crown, just be careful, guys. But it does have a steel thread on it, so it is perfectly fine. And like I say, if it's an objection to buying it, don't let that be an issue, because just take care of your watches, guys, and screw them properly. If you're going to screw anything, screw it properly. Anyway, what is with all of these jokes today? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, all of that aside, guys, if you have any concerns about this watch, don't. You like the No Time to Die look, absolutely recommend it. Pagani do a slightly different version, which is cheaper, and I think there are a couple of other brands that sell similar models. Philida, I think, is another. But for me, this one with the titanium case, fantastic value for money, and it's something that's going to be staying in my watch collection. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do share, subscribe, like, send hate mail, whatever you want to do. But thank you for watching the video. I wish you all the best. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Take care, guys. Bye.